just saw it on the screen. The application is getting cancelled. Everything left me. I wanted to close the page. It just went processing and then it just...
I felt like my spirit had left me in bed. I was like,
my village people were on my head. They're
Mine
like,
was too fast,
Mills,
yeah.
Mills,
Yeah.
you will see Shaggy.
Isso
Brasileiro.
agora.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. It's your girl Mills.
And it's your boy George.
We're here with a very interesting story.
Isso será interessante. Vamos começar tudo.
So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get updated every time we upload a new video. Today we're going to be talking about our naturalization story. We came into Brazil in April 2021. We were eligible to apply for naturalization after a year due to the fact that our first son was born in Brazil. When we talk about after a year, it's after a year on your permanent residence. Finally got a permanent residency in
August 2021.
It's a whole story on its own.
Of course.
Very looking forward to living our lives in Brazil, having a good time with our son. So we're eligible to apply for naturalization August 2022. By August 2022, we had all the requirements except one. And what was that?
Language proficiency.
So 2022, we engaged into intensive learning of Portuguese.
Yeah, that's
And I remember his journey. All the books at home got finished because he loves writing while learning.
because that's true. We wrote the exam at the end of 2022.
Finally got our results January 2023. We're so excited to apply. So we got all our documents and everything in place, went online to do the application. Actually, we did the application by ourselves. We applied by the end of, I think, January. That's when we created the account, where we actually applied around the 7th of February 2023. I first of all applied for him and then I did my own application. So we're like 4 or 5 numbers apart.
Yeah.
Just like a few minutes of the application, were like 5 people had already applied. After the application, we had to wait for us to get our biometrics.
Yeah.
We waited until 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
February, March, April. So it was like 2 months. 25th April 2023, they sent us a message because every time they move from one stage to the other, you get a notification through your email.
Yeah.
And I was the one who got first. I told him to also check. He also got a notification. We're supposed to give more documents. Their criminal record that we applied from our country had already expired. Now it's only valid for 6 months in Brazil, but we used the old one. We had already used it for permanent residency. So of course it's already in the system and we haven't committed any crime. Since then, we have been in Brazil until now, right? It was a need. The criminal record we also did for Brazil was not the right one. So they gave us the links of the right one and all of that. Cool and straightforward. We had to do the normal criminal record from our home country. That was another obstacle.
Yeah, it was a really difficult task to do that. Normally they always give about 30 days that you have to provide this document.
So if after 30 days we don't know, but maybe it's going to go back to the beginning or something like that. For every other document that they tell you to submit, you go back to the queue from square one. Now we had to contact our embassy because the document that we have for the criminal record is in English. For any document to be used in Brazil, it has to be in Portuguese, right? We had to pass through the translation process. So it has to leave from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in our country to the embassy, and then from the embassy, from the Brazilian embassy in your home country or neighboring country back to Brazil, then done by a sworn translator. The last time we did it was 2021 when we wanted to apply for permanent residence. So a lot of things had changed, and when we sent our documents, they had to do like queue. After we did from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then it went to the Brazilian embassy, and that's where a lot of things started happening.
A lot of complications.
Before it could go to the embassy, it was just 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
2 weeks to the 30 days, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
It was a big deal. The embassy started asking us for extra other documents, making everything complicated. They started asking for the visas that we used
From the very first day,
we got into Brazil. Come on, we already have a permanent residency. And we should write a letter why we want to get certification of a document. And it was getting very close, almost a week. And they were like delaying because I wrote on the letter that we needed this document before this time. The consular that was working there was like, just delaying the stuff for the time to go. I don't know why. I had to get in touch with my uncle, who happens to be a mayor, who had to contact the ambassador of the Cameroonian embassy here to help. And the ambassador had to call the consular to facilitate everything and say why we really need it. So suddenly, they said they have a problem with the certification machine or something like that. And the time was just going and going.
I think we had the days, right?
Now it was just like 1 week left. Days. 7 days left.
7 days left.
For the last day. Remember, 25th April, so we had until 25th May to submit the documents. She said that we should come collect it. And we sent somebody to go collect it, right? And she said,
it's not possible.
It's not possible to get it. That has been cancelled. Oh my God. We're like, hope our village people are not after us. We're so frustrated, and the ambassador said, okay, they can help to do the letter in Portuguese at the embassy, which we didn't know about that. So they had to do the letter in Portuguese and post it to us. It reached when it was like 3 days left to the last day. I think it reached on the 22nd of May. On the 24th, that's 1 day to the last day. That's where we did the application. First, my mother called and she was talking to my husband. And they were distracting me because he brought the phone closer and my mom was talking. I was on their computer struggling to apply, to give the supplementary documents, right? I had already put everything in place. Something told me to start with mine. And then another spirit told me, oh no, start with his because he's the head of the family. So I always start with him, right? So I went to his application. They were still distracting me, but I was like, okay, I can do this. This is nothing, you know what I mean? I put all the attachments and everything. Normally when you fill in all the attachments, there's supposed to be a next below prosumer. When I went down, the prosumer wasn't highlighted. So I was like, what's happening? Which document have I not uploaded, or which button have I not clicked, or which part have I not filled? I was checking and checking and checking. Suddenly I clicked on the button, and when I clicked on that button, it opened up. Oh my God, I saw on the screen, it's getting cancelled. That's the Portuguese.
My application was like literally cancelled.
Oh my God. When I saw it, it was loading. It will load, then cancel, right? I just saw it on the screen. The application is getting cancelled. Everything left me. I wanted to close the page. It just went processing, and then it just, in Brazil, their stuff is so the systematic stuff is so fast.
So fast.
It doesn't waste time. That's why they always say, do you want to cancel or not? I told him your application has been cancelled. He said, Mom, are you sure? I said, yes. He ended the call with my mom. What was going through your mind at that time?
I felt like my spirit had left me in bed. I was like, at the same time, I tried to judge the scenario based on my wife, because I know she's very intelligent to do such thing like that. So I was like, when I just said, okay, it has happened. But I was so heartbroken, I used 1 second to think around the world. She even opted that, oh, George, I have to cancel mine. I said, no, why? Why? We have to move on.
I was so guilty. When somebody is very guilty of a crime. See, that day I couldn't even eat. I was like, let me cancel mine or let me not cancel mine. Everything about everything was not just working. I filled my own application, and after that, I was telling him, he said, oh, no problem. We'll just wait. But this kind of, you just wait, right? He couldn't even sleep that day. I was like, oh my God, it is what it is. So he was like, oh my God. Many things were just going through my mind. I did a new application for him. So we're waiting and waiting. 2 or 3 days later, my instincts told me to send a message. And I remember that afternoon when I woke up, I told him, because normally for me to send a message, he's supposed to send me a picture of how it got cancelled, because the message was coming to him. So he had the email. So I had to tell him, like, can you screenshot and give me the application number of the first one and when you applied and everything. You know, I'm very good when it comes to dates, so I knew all of those dates when we applied and everything. So something also touched him, because when I just asked him, he didn't complain. He just gave me. When he gave me, I think it was 1 p.m. That day, I sat on this chair with the computer. Normally online, they don't put naturalization, emails, nothing. And it was only that particular day that I saw an email which was like, if you want to complain or an emergency. I saw the email. I took it, explained everything. I said, okay, this is what happened. We applied this day and they asked us for complimentary documents this day, because everything's in their system. They're the ones updating. I wrote everything, and then I said I wanted to apply online, but accidentally I canceled the application. So I've done a new one, and these are all the documents. Suddenly, around 3 p.m., a notification for email came to his phone. He showed me. He said the reply. Oh my God. That was God working right there. Because it was like an emergency. So they just used that opportunity to check his documents. And they just said, the documents are okay. You're going to come for your fingerprints the next week. Oh my God. That was cool. I was still waiting. Oh my God. I also sent the same email to the same stuff, and they told me to wait.
You have to wait.
He went, took his fingerprints in June, right? June. 2 days later, they came to the house.
The immigration, they came to the house.
And they asked him a few questions about the houses and everything. I came out as well. They said, did your wife also apply? I said, yes. So I took out my RNN and I gave them, they said, okay, to wait for my own time. During my time, there's going to be no need for them to come to my address because they've already checked, right? Waited until July. Checked all my documents and they told me that I should come for my fingerprints. When I took my fingerprints, it took them about 2 weeks later for them to come to the address, but they just said no need to check my address anymore because they've already checked my address. Now for him, after they came for the address, just 1 week later, he moved to the next stage, which is the Ministry of Justice.
Mine was too fast.
It's like my village people were on my head. They're like,
mine was too fast.
Meals. You will see shaggy. After I took my fingerprints, it took like 1 month later before he went to the next one. But him, it took only 4 days later. So we started waiting. When it goes to the next stage, which is the last stage, you have to wait for 6 months. If after 6 months they haven't analyzed it, then you can give your complaint. To move from one stage to the other is only the Police Federal that will move to the next one, and you just have to wait. Every time you write, they'll tell you wait. First month passed, second month, 10th month, 4th month, and everything is going, and the waiting time, you know, every time, you know, if you have to be checking your emails. I don't know who has been in my shoes before, but if you apply for something that the results has to come to your email, tell me about it. You have to be checking your emails every day. You'll be checking, like, you know what I mean? Even when you apply for a visa,
man, I have to check my email on Sunday.
He will be checking during weekend. We waited until I think 6 months. From that time was December. 28th December was 6 months.
Yes.
Because they moved your application. That was June 28th, right?
Yes.
But then it was already 10 months for me. 7 months already for him. 7 months from the time we did the second application. But if we want to count from the first application for all of us, then it's 10 months.
10 months.
December, he sent a message to the person who came to check the address, sent a message to WhatsApp. So he's part of the naturalization team. So he sent a message to him. That's how we could reach him. But his number is not online.
The first time he just said, "Oh, you just have to wait."
Now the second time, that was in early January, we're like, why is it not out? Because it's already 6 months. This immigration officer sent the WhatsApp of the Ministry of Justice.
It was like, why is this guy disturbing me?
Brazilians are good.
Yeah.
As compared to Cameroon, where you cannot just get the number of
High
people
court,
like that. But in Brazil, you have an opinion. If they see that this thing is getting this way, they will channel you to the right place. It's very straightforward and very easy. So he communicated with, I don't know who, but they're caught.
Yeah, they caught.
And this person checked his documents and just said, you have to wait.
Yeah.
That was around early January. We waited. 1 week passed, second week passed. It's already more than 6 months for analysis for him. Me, I couldn't really complain because mine was like, I think it was 5 months. I was still waiting, right? The third time, he did not only write, but he had to call. The Brasileiro had to call.
She asked, the protocol number. She said, my application has been approved already. And I was so surprised.
Because it had not been updated through the email. So she said the application has been approved already and you should wait until the 15th January. Now for him, he's thinking she's saying that 15 days. So like 2 weeks. So I said, okay, no problem. Maybe we can just wait until the end of January. He had 15 days. I said, I heard very well because it was on a loudspeaker. I had 15. So that was on a Wednesday before the Monday, which was the 15th. 15 came. I just sat in the room, relaxing and everything, and suddenly he came.
I mean, and I said, wow, it has been approved. I just got updated to my email.
I said, really? He said, yes. He showed me. I said, I told you. They said 15.
15.
These people, when they say any date,
15.
watch out for it. If they tell you 2 days, 10 days, 15 days, that's it.
2 p.m., right?
It's around 2 p.m. 1:18.
1:18 actually.
I remember very well. Because it's on his certificate. When he got that message, how did he feel?
Actually, I could not really be happy because I was still expecting the result of my wife, but I was happy. So I decided to stay calm waiting for her. So
I was even telling him why are you not happy? Why are you not happy? I said, if I am the one, I will show myself. You know what I mean? Brazilian, he was just like, my mom. I knew in my heart he wasn't excited because he was waiting for me. And mine then was already 11 months. Oh, I was so happy for him. Then the next, I'm like, do you know what you are? Do you know who you are? Do you know what you are? You're Brazilian. And he would just smile. After that, we're still waiting and waiting. I sent a message now to this number about my application. I said my application is almost 1 year and all of that, no reply. And this person replied me back and said, okay, my processing number is still in the queue. My application was still red. It had not even moved to the queue. It was still showing red, pending. In the Ministry of Justice, it goes to pending, and then after that it goes to blue, which is in the queue, right? Mine was still showing pending. His showed pending only for a few days. 4 days, it left from red, from pending to queue. Mine, since it moved, before it could even move to justice, it took 1 month. After 1 month, it moved to pending. Since then until 11 months that I'm writing, it's still showing pending. They swear for my head. You know, when something happens to you or this kind of thing happens to you, I don't know what's been in that situation, you will start thinking of everything on this earth, who you have wronged, who you have done wrong on earth. Why is, that particular rhetorical question, why is this happening to me? Thinking, maybe I made a mistake, maybe I didn't answer my question very well, because when you go to take the biometrics, they'll do a few questions, do interview. The person who is taking the biometrics has to make a comment, and they also have to check on that comment. If the comment not good, that they are on end. I said, no, I saw that comment. This woman wrote there, El Fala Ben Portuguese. Maybe I've not clicked something. And you say no, I say I'm forget that. His body they hot past my own. If he was the one he would not be sleeping. When they said mine is in process, I said, God, wow. 7th was going to be 1 year. I don't know. I was just sitting and that same number.
I want to talk about my wife. She asked me what's the name of my wife. So I told her, and then she asked me the protocol number. So I explained everything. She tried to check. She checked, and then she asked me to confirm the name again. She was trying to be sure about the whole stuff.
My husband can't give my full names.
And she said we have to check your platform on the 7th.
You called on the 6th.
Yeah, I called on the 6th.
That was before the carnival, and I was saying if the carnival comes in, then that's it. But I think that 7 is when they are going to move my application from pending to queue. 7, I waited until 7 p.m. in the evening. I checked, it was still pending. The application had not changed. Thursday, I woke up that morning. I was like, something told me, my spirit, that this week is not going to go past, because if this week goes past, then it's just going to be after the carnival. I was just contemplating, and then my spirit was just weak. I slept. When I slept, this happened.
Foi aprovada.
Said lie. How?
It's true, check it now.
You have my email.
Daisy, check it. Aprovada. This is here. Mom God is great. This is here. Aprovada.
I was just thinking about it this morning. Oh my God, no.
God is bigger than all.
That is how it happened, and there I was so very happy. You know, when you want to eat something, right? Then they're still cooking this food. Yeah. And it takes a very long time. Yeah. You know, at one point you lose the appetite to eat, right? That's what happened for him. But me, oh my God, I was like, I have a very big God. A very big God. Oh,
it's always by my side.
It's always by my side. A very big God. So we are officially Brazilian. Words have powers. I remember when I was young, 2 countries that I used to be so excited, love in Netherlands and Brazil. And Brazil was just because we used to receive candies from my mom's pastor. My mom's pastor used to bring candies from Brazil. That's why I've always loved Brazil. Finally, here I am a Brazilian. Also, majority of the things that are happening in my life were all prophesied. I told my husband many times how I was being prophesied by a pastor in Cameroon called Pastor Collins, who prophesied to me that he saw me having a passport. But then he said purple, and there is no purple passport ever, right? But I think he saw blue, but he said purple passport. Another person had also told me that they saw me with their blue passport, but then the person said America. And this is America's continent. But I never really could imagine that it was going to be a Brazilian passport. And here am I. Those prophecies that they give you, it might take time. All what we need is just patience.
You have to work on it also.
That's
you
right.
don't have to like.
When the prophecies are just being fulfilled, I just tick them off. Because I have somewhere that I wrote all those things that have been said about my life. So right now, I'm Brazil's lawyer. I am lawyer Judge Mills. So watch what you say about Brazil. Anywhere I go and you see me around you, watch what you say about Brazil. Agora sou avocado brasileiro. If you're in Brazil and you get all the facilities that people get that will pay so much money in our countries, and you get them here for free, you need to be grateful. You know what I mean? If you find this video interesting, make sure you leave a thumbs up, like, share, and please, if you have been watching us until now, you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe and you hit the notification bell so that you get updated every time I upload a new video in that same light. Ciao!